Hey everybody, how you doing? Hey everybody. Uh, Good morning or afternoon, whichever it is for you, wherever you're at. Oh, I hate these things. There we go. Now, hello everybody. Welcome into Nose Kentucky Heartland Art. This is the Art by No Studios. I am Doug No. We're just here to go over a simple process of that I promised I did once before of the easel that I use primarily for all my paintings. So since we have the King Returns is done, I've taken it down. I've got it over here on another easel, finishing out the drying process. And I want to show you a really low cost effective way of making a wall easel. It's highly effective and it has a minimal cost to it. So as long as you have a wall, you need some one by stripping. You can use whatever width one by stripping that you want to use. Some type of drywall screws, and as you can see, I used a white paint to help get rid of all the extra brown tone that was in behind it. So um, hold on a minute. down so I can do this. Waiting for some more people to get in here. Until then, anybody's in here, or anybody that does come in, when you do get in here, please let me know that you're here. Hey, Mikhail, how are you? How are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the world of backwoods country, Kentucky. Hey, Bubbles. Looks like we may be getting a good thunderstorm here before long, so if this video becomes a little sketchy, you'll know why. We're due to get thunderstorms all weekend long. You see, I do drink coffee. I drink it all day long. All right. For those of you who are in here, what this is for, this is Nose Kentucky Heartland Art. This is the Art by No Studios. I am Doug No. We are going to go over how to create a wall easel that is very cost effective, very effective in its use, and anyone can do it. I promised this a while back, and so I'm pushing this forward out today. So what we have here is simple. My whole wall system is nothing but what is called OSB board, because I had to, when I first got here in the studio, this was a 1.5 detached car garage. I put money into it as far as insulating it and putting this wall board up to make it more effective to turn it into this studio. When I first came in, I had one easel, and it was always very awkward because it wasn't that stable. And I wanted to create something, a system where I could have more control over the painting and not have to utilize so much floor space when I'm doing the painting. I still find that I utilize a lot of floor space, but this wall helps out a lot, because when I have more than one painting going, I can hang either one large one or multiple small ones up on here at a time. And it's pretty simple, and I'm going to bring it closer. If I can get my everything to work here. As you can see, these are nothing but 1x strips. These 1x strips are very cheap at our closest lumber store, but you don't have, as long as you're using the same thickness, it doesn't have to be 1x, it can be more. But I use these because they are very cheap, very cost effective, very simple. Up here, you'll notice, it's hard to see because they're all white, but these are nothing but what's called drywall screws. And I put them at different intervals to hang the paintings up on, or the easels up on, the canvases up on, so that the easel can hold it. And that makes it very adjustable. So if these aren't working for me in their current position, I can always take them down and move them to bring up new ones. And I make sure that I have proper spacing between for the different canvases that I use. The really small canvases I don't ever put on here, but there are some smaller type canvases that I do put up. And let me get one for example. So like with this tiger I did, I just hook it into, let's back out a little bit and adjust my camera down here. As you can see, the screws just hit the wood that is on the back. So it just hooks in right up underneath here. I make sure it's not sticking out too far. That way it's not going to puncture a hole in the canvas itself. But it does hold it very effectively. It will bump when you're painting. But to stop that, you can take duct tape and curl it up against itself and put it in between here, and it'll hold that and keep that from bouncing. But you can put multiple paintings up on here. And I've had as many as 4 at one time that I was doing lined up along here. And especially when I had a lot of commissions going at one time, so that I could just move from one painting to the other and be a lot more effective when I'm getting this done. But in the meantime, after you got that wall easel up, you'll realize that there's some challenges that went along with it as far as the detail painting and not having to put your hand up on the canvas itself. So what I did is up here at the top, my top rail, I went above that top rail and I created this system up here. It sticks out a lot more so that it keeps it off of the canvas. And then I created this little cheap PVC pole. It's long, but it's just enough to where when I hook it on one of the screws that I've got up there, that I can get in here and it'll hold my hand and steady my hand while I'm painting without having to be putting my hand and the oils from my hand on the canvas itself. And of course, you see my ingenuity of my lighting. I put my lighting up here so that when I'm painting, I can turn it on and off. I got 2 lights out here that illuminate my painting the way it should be. But very simple. Make sure that they're level. Screw them into the wall. Make sure that you only got about 6 inches in between your intervals. I've got a little bit more on this section right here, because when I do a smaller painting and I hang it on here, I just need it to rest on here and not down on the lower part. So I mean, that is, let's see what that cost me to make this easel, about 15 bucks. So I mean, it's 15 US dollars. It was pretty cheap. Let's get back out here. That way you can see the full extent. I did paint in behind this because it takes all the color away from the painting so that I'm not being influenced by the brown of the wood. And it makes more effective painting. That way I'm not tinting my colors on my palette to take away from that brown. So I mean, you can use whatever you want. Some people paint a nice primer gray in behind it to, keep from influencing their colors. I just use white because since white is really one of those deals where most people in their houses in our area have white or off-white walls or some sort of tan, it keeps it more true to the colors. So when they're putting it up on theirs, it's not going to drastically change the painting. Because if you have deep colored walls, every painting that you put in, it's going to absorb some of that color because that color reflects, and it will influence the painting itself. So what do y'all think about that? Just let me know in the comments, whatever you got. And I'll show you a little more about the studio. Krennic says he's not able to get in the live chat. Let me send him a message here. A lot of times with this YouTube stuff, if you can't do one certain thing, you've got to refresh the feed to be able to do that. Sometimes when people can't hear me and stuff, it's the same thing. This is just simple. Great. This is just simple backwoods ingenuity. There's nothing spectacular about it. I'm not what they call an Einstein of the world. I mean, I've had a long life and I do create a lot of different things, but it's just a matter of necessity and creating something that works. So my studio itself, as you can see, let me free up the camera here so that we can maneuver around without too much resistance. It looks a mess, but this is the palette that I use. I put all my necessities on there. Right now it's still a mess because I just finished up with the King Returns, but it's glass, so it's easy to clean off with a razor blade, just like if you're painting a window and you get a little on the glass, you can scrape it off with a razor blade, and makes it very effective. This is actually a shelf from a store, one of those glass shelving units. It's tempered, and it's larger than my table, which is fine. I mean, the larger the area, the less in between times I got to clean up. But the table itself is dirty underneath, so it makes it look worse. Future plan is to take this pallet glass out, paint the underside with a primer gray to hide the table and to make my colors more true as I'm mixing it. As you can see, I've got so many brushes here. This is not all of them. This is just the major ones that I use. But I've got so many more. I've got a bunch of little small stuff here, and it keeps my paints and everything quasi organized. I've got another little table, as you can see down here, and it stores all the extra paints that I'm using on that particular project. And when they're not being used, they are stored right over here in this little, looks like a tool cabinet. Let's see. Get that away. And I've got tons of paints inside these drawers because I accumulate a lot over a period of time. But it works effectively. I have a lot of storage area. Got my nice easy chair. But every place in here is just pretty packed full of art supplies and different things that I've used. Like I said, over a 40-year period of time, you tend to accumulate just a little bit of stuff. My media center is homemade. Let's see. This cabinet here, this whole structure came from a school. It is it came from a local school. They were getting rid of it, so I grabbed a hold of it, brought it out here. I put this shelf on here for all the other media stuff I had. This old TV was being given away by a hotel. And it's one of those that you can hook your electronics into, because everybody knows that when you go to a hotel, you got to have a place to work. So this was a very integrated TV. That way I could hook all my computer stuff into. I put a cabinet on the back of this. Back here, that's what the TV's mounted to. I mounted that to here. So we've got more storage space. All my computer stuff is down below. And it makes it mobile. So if I need to adjust where I'm painting at, my easel is mobile, this is mobile, and I can get it most anywhere. But my room is junky. As you can see back here, I've got a ton of storage back here. It's been about 6 months since I went through and cleaned it all up. But I've got all kinds of different things. Some of it looks like it doesn't belong, but everything in here has been utilized for this studio purpose. We've got studio lighting, hanging lighting, internet out here. All this stuff has been put in by me over the years. This was nothing but a bare bones garage. It had no insulation, no nothing in it, so I had to put it all together myself. Let's move off here. Turn it around. And as you can see back over here, I got the king returns drying over here on its own, away from where everything could possibly hit it, so that in about a month, that all that old paint will be completely dry. And then you see the curtains back here? That's my window that actually gives me an Ohio River view. So it's nice to have a view from the studio. Certain times of the day, I have to close those curtains. If I do lives like this, the sun is shining straight in there, and it just kills the video. But as you can see, I got all kinds of paintings all up around the studio itself. I do have paintings all up in the art galleries, but I do other things as well. Like I've got a guy that's going to be delivering a sign for this biker club, and this should be coming here tomorrow. And I'll be redoing that sign for them. The place that they were meeting, apparently they had a slight falling out with the owner, and so they pulled everything out, and they're taking the opportunity to get me to refresh the sign, so when they move into their new meeting house, that the sign will be like brand new, which is fine with me. I mean, it's all good with whatever I get to do. My actual time I went to college, I went for commercial art and fine arts. So I have done quite a few signs for people. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it is still art. And it's still something that's fun to do when I don't have another project going. I've got several commissions I'm getting ready to do, but trying to get all this cleaned up so I can put out several easels to get that stuff going. But in the last live, I let everybody know that the next painting that I do, this personal painting, kind of like the King Returns, it's going to be back into what I normally do, which is going to be Kentucky wildlife or some sort of landscape setting from Kentucky. I've got a couple ideas in mind, but I told everybody if they had something specific that they would like to see done, I would be more than happy to take that into consideration and put that into the YouTube as a step-by-step process so that they can see it being done. Any questions from anybody? All right, well then, like I said, if you have any questions about the wall easel and how it is constructed, or you need to have any more specifics about how to make your own, feel free to contact me and I'll send out some simple directions for its creation. It's very cost effective. It's done me well. The majority of the paintings that I've done on this easel, and with such a low cost, it is an extremely effective way to get the artwork done. But thank you and appreciate you being in here. And as I said, everybody all the time, God bless you, may He keep you, may He give you or grant you everything that you possibly need and a few wants along the way. Take care of each other, especially take care of yourself, because you're the number one person. And help somebody else along the way. I mean, it's a great thing to do. It helps you, it helps them, and it makes the world a whole lot better. So please get out there, become part of life, get active in the world, I do this because I'm going into retirement, and it's a passion of mine, and this is what is going to keep me from getting my mind stale. It will continue to grow, and I'll continue to put these out. Uh, Please feel free to, you know, share, like, and pass this on to somebody else that may need to see something like this if you think it could help them out along the way. And I appreciate all your time and attention here. So thank you very much. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next live.